19%? Let's talk about the Acolyte, but more important, let's talk about the fans. Okay guys, it's Junkman here. I've got something going on tonight, going to a concert. So I'm just going to make a quick video. So you're not going to see a lot of edit. You know, I see a lot of my videos anyways, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Acolyte. Now, I've said before, I'm not watching this show, and it's not as some big stand, cancel Disney, or nothing like that. It's because they haven't gave me a reason to see it. I've watched a lot of interviews before the show came out, and they talked about how, I don't know, this actor had a penis, this actor had a slit, this actor did this that, or I'm into this, I'm into that. They didn't give me a reason to see the show. They didn't say, well, this is what the show was about. They didn't say this is what the characters are about. Didn't really give me a reason to jump up and want to see it. And honestly, after the Ahsoka show, which now I know how you guys that hated The Last Jedi felt. And they have a track record. Now, I'm not going to, you know, if you watch this channel, I don't sit here and bash on Disney all the time. I thought Rogue One was okay. I think it's overpraised. I don't think it's as great as some people act like it is. I really love Force Awakens. I even like The Last Jedi. That fight scene at the end is great, and I love that they killed Snoke. I was so happy they got rid of that stupid character. Rise of Skywalker. Ugh. Solo. I had a lot of fun. Took my son to see it with his friends, and they all loved it. And it was fun watching them watch it. What else do they make? The Mandalorian, of course, season 1 and 2. I don't think I really got into it as much as a lot of you guys did, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. And then you got the Book of Boba Fett, the Obi-Wan show, Andor. I love Andor. And then Ahsoka just broke me. I don't know. Witches, zombies, flying whales. They were just asking too much. I know, they're saying all that stuff was already in Star Wars, Junkman. Didn't you know they already had witches? They were in the Ewok movie. Well, a lot of Star Wars fans, we don't watch the cartoons. We don't watch the Ewok movies over and over again. We don't read all the books and comics. So for us to go into a show and see a whale, see people riding inside of a whale, seeing zombies, seeing a man with a gold mask on, and witches, it's just too much at one time. You have to slowly get us into this stuff. You know, you probably got slowly introduced to it in your comics, your EU books, and your cartoons, but you can't just shove it all in one series. Who's that man with a gold mask on? Oh, Thrawn's back. He's such a threat. Why? Because he stands around and he's blue. Okay. I don't know why he's blue. Maybe he choked on a Lego or something. But this isn't going to be a video of me breaking down the Acolyte. Now, this weekend, I'm going to do a live stream with my buddy Russ, and he's seen it. I hadn't. I've watched a lot of reviews on it, some good, some bad, and I do admit that the storyline seems interesting, but there's a lot of stuff that makes me scratch my head, and hopefully Russ can answer that. I'm like, Russ, what? How did this little girl know about Jedi? It seemed like she was really tucked away in this witch cult. How did she even know about the Jedi to want to be one? Who's feeding her about how great Jedi is to make her want to be one? Maybe he can answer that. And I got that and a couple other questions. What? Fire burns in space? But Junkman, didn't you see explosions in space? Yeah, I did. That's a lot different than something blowing in the wind in space. Fire just... But that's... Oh, didn't you hear sounds in space? No. No, sounds are part of the soundtrack. We hear that. It's like a musical. The actors don't interact with the sound. They don't hear the sound. We hear the sound. Okay. But what I wanted to talk more about this video was the fans that really get on my nerves. And I've sat here and I've defended a lot of fans. I've defended the fans that really love Disney. I've defended the fans that really hate Disney. I said, hey, they're all coming at it from the same place. A lot of people say, oh, what about that nerd is erotic guy? Oh, nerd is erotic. He hates everything. Or what about Geek, that gamer kid? He hates everything. And I don't know. There's a couple other ones out there. And what is that? This guy that drinks and he's from Ireland or something. I've tried to watch some of his videos. I can't really understand him, which I'm not bashing him or anything, because I get that in my comment section too. Hey, I don't understand this Southern hick. So I get that. But, you know, I say these guys, you say they hate everything. And I'm just saying they come at it with, they have a passion and love for Star Wars. They just don't like what's happening to it now. And I said the same thing with the people that really, there's some people out there that just love anything Star Wars. You know, if Disney makes it or whoever makes it, they throw it out there, they love it. They're going to watch it, and they can just shut their mind off to all the weird stuff and just watch it. So I'm not going to sit here and bash them, but there are some people I just can't really stand. And we'll get into this, but first let's look at this again. The Rotten Tomatoes score, 19%. Every time I check this about 2 times a day because I have no life, and every time it gets lower and lower and lower. I'm like, how low can you go? Even the critic score is starting to drop. And from, you know, it's a lot harder to find people that love this show than hate this show. But 19 is pretty low. But here's what upsets me is because I was told by the same people that hate a lot of the Disney stuff to not trust Rotten Tomatoes score. The Rise of Skywalker is like 86% positive by the fans. And I was told it's fake. They're buying reviews. Don't trust it. I was told it over and over again. Let's look at another. Don't trust it. The scores are wrong. The Last Jedi, the critic scores liked it. They're just paid. And that's what really bugs me is it seems like each group, the I love everything Disney, I hate everything Disney, they both will change what they say based on if they like something or not. If they go to Rotten Tomatoes and they see a score they agree with, they're like, see, the fans agree, we all love it. If they go to Rotten Tomatoes and they see that the movie they hate has got bad reviews, they say it was photo. If they go to Rotten Tomatoes and they see the thing that they love, and they see that's got bad reviews, they say it was photobombed. They was review bombed. And then they go and they see that the movie they hate, also a lot of people hate, they say, man, can't beat Rotten Tomatoes. That's the most honest system in the world. Let's look at this here. Review bomb. This is something, a bunch of bullshit. I'm tired of seeing. Every couple of months a movie comes out, it's review bomb. Don't get me wrong. Movies get review bombed. If you mean there's people with passionate fans go like something, what was that, Jack Snyder guy? Everybody likes him. But just cause passionate fans like something, they head over and they do probably get in a little message board group, a little Discord, say, hey, let's go make some fake reviews, let's build this thing up. And it happens both ways. There's people that really love Disney Star Wars, they're out there pushing their friends, hey, let's go make reviews. I didn't really like it, but we can't let the haters win this one. Let's go make some fake reviews. And there's some fake reviews that, oh, I hate it, I hadn't even watched it, but I know I hate it. Lesbian witches, let's go review this and make it bad. So it happens on both ways. So the way I look at it is whatever score you got at least add 15%, take 15% off, probably not even that much. Let's say 10%. 19% for the, not Soka, I don't have that, that's 1%. The Acolyte's got 19%, so let's, add another 15%, mark it up, I don't know, put it at about 35%. It's just, you can't, like I said, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. What? If the score agrees with how I think? That's some honest websites right there. And I see this all the time too. It gets me. If someone likes the Acolyte, Ahsoka, and whatever, if they like the current stuff, they get called a shield. They get on Twitter and they write, oh, I love that new Acolyte show. I just love those little twin girls. Probably some of the best acting I've ever seen. And I just love the story. I'm really intrigued with this. It might be the best Star Wars ever. Oh, brother, sure, it's over the top, and it's hard to believe. And sometimes people do get a little over the top with it, a little too crazy with it. And you're like, come on, tone it down a little bit. Even if you like it, I'm sure you didn't like it as much as you had like. The bar is always, oh, this is better than Empire Strikes Back. And I saw someone say that about Rise of Skywalker, and I almost put a gun in my mouth. But just because someone likes something you don't like doesn't make it a shield. Now, I got some good buddies over at Echo Base. I don't know if you ever see them, and I see them throw this word around a lot, and this isn't a knock on them or people that watch them. I watch them, and I like Nick, and I like Coach, and they're pretty good guys, and I'm just using them as an example because they're the ones that I watch the most, and the shield word comes up. And yeah, there's some shields out there that like anything Disney, that's gonna root for Disney and hope maybe, hey, maybe if I say I like this Disney, send me a premiere of the movie or send me free toys. Heck, I'll sit here and say that I like the Acolyte. They send me some free toys. As long as it's not the Acolyte toys, or they send me some free vintage Star Wars figures. Hell, I'll get home every day and say, I love the Acolyte. It's the best thing ever. So I understand that. There are people out there that will do that. But it just seems like whenever just somebody just says, I think that was okay. You shield! And it just drives me crazy. But also, there's the other half of that. It's like a yin and yang here. It's odd how much there's one base like this and one base like that. Here goes the other bases. Let's say that I don't like it. Let's say I get on Twitter and you say, you know, that Acolyte, it just, I mean, they're burning down mountains with fire and stones are burning. I just really can't get into this show. I really don't like it. Well, you must be a toxic white male. And you're like, no, I'm white. I am toxic, so maybe you're right about that. I just can't get into this show. I just can't really relate to the characters. It seems like those little twin girls are some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Well, I guess you're a racist then. You think the little African-American black girl can't act. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, yeah, you're a racist. Oh, let me guess then. You must hate females. Oh, I saw that John Kemp nut screaming that the other day, saying how fans are like that.
Kathleen Kennedy's all about the Force is female. Kathleen Kennedy puts girls in Star Wars. That is simply the anthem of the ignorant and is an ass stupid thing to say.
And that's far from the truth. Sure, there's shills out there. Sure, there are racists out there. Sure, there's sexists out there. But they're, at least when it comes to the sexists and the racist people, they're very small. Oh, sure, there's some trolls on there that's going to say some silly stuff. There's going to be people there just saying stuff for attention. But you don't run into... You know, I go to a lot of, I go to Star Wars conventions. I go to toy conventions. I run into Star Wars fans. I never run into racist Star Wars fans. I never went to a Star Wars convention and there's a guy standing there with a Klan hat on or a Black Panther shirt. No, I don't understand where all the... Sure, there's some people that are really passionate and get upset about it, but they don't cry and scream. They don't hate Star Wars because there's a female character in it. Maybe they want a good written female character. Well, I can understand. Ahsoka, I don't think is a good female written character. I don't mind the sequels. I hate Rise of Skywalker, but I don't think Rey was a great written character. But, you know, the people that really, they say they don't like females in their Star Wars. Well, they seem to like Rogue One. They actually overpraise that. Then you got people that say they love Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune. And it's the same people I remember that really didn't like the character until she was fired by Disney. And then all of a sudden they were like, that's the best female character Disney has ever done. It just doesn't make much sense to me. But again, I don't think there's a... Maybe I don't notice the toxic white males that hate Star Wars. I mean, hate females in their Star Wars and hate black people in Star Wars. I don't remember anybody being upset about Mace Windu. I remember when Mace Windu... when they said it was going to put him in the movie, Samuel Jackson, people got really excited. But maybe they wasn't racist back then in 1999. Maybe that's something new. And I don't remember any hate for Lando being in the movie. I do remember some hate because there wasn't any black people in A New Hope that we called Star Wars back then. But I don't remember anybody really that upset. I don't remember anybody upset because Princess Leia. I don't remember anybody upset at Padme. No, I never heard anyone upset at Padme. Queen Amidala. Didn't hear anyone upset about that. But I guess now, if you don't like every female character or every color, I heard somebody say this the other day, and I couldn't believe it. They refer to a black person as a person of color. I thought that's got to be the most offensive term I ever heard. Person of color. I think they said that on you don't like Star Wars because it's got people of color. What? Everybody's color. Well, they want a Star Wars with transparent people in it. And here's another thing. I want a show with diversity in it. Every show's got diversity. I've never seen a show without diversity in it. I've never seen a show with every character and every actor is the exact same type of character. Maybe those. I've never seen that. And they scream about, I want to see other people represented it. I want to see people I can relate to. Well, you never see them on Twitter or anywhere screaming about albinos. Put albinos in Star Wars. You never see that. You never seen them screaming to add pedophiles in Star Wars, but you want every group represented? Just the groups you like. You don't like albinos, so you don't scream and try to get them in your Star Wars. And like everybody else, you don't like pedophiles, I hope. And you don't want them in your Star Wars. Good. I don't want them in there either, because I don't want everybody in my Star Wars. I just want Star Wars to be good. I just want somebody to write a good Star Wars. And then here's a whole nother rant here. I don't know what it's about these Disney shows. It just seems like they just say, hey, want to make this show here? Make it, chop it up, put about 30 minutes of screen time, put it for 30 minutes, put it out on Disney Plus. I can't talk, I'm getting so aggravated. But there's no story here. There is a story thread. May the thread be with you, don't forget that. Anyway. There's no, like Breaking Bad. Let's take Breaking Bad, because I love Breaking Bad, and it was one story a season. But it seemed like every episode was its own story. Every once in a while might leave you hanging, but it seemed like they did one story with a little bit of the bigger picture. But they don't seem to do this with this Star Wars. And I don't watch the Marvel stuff. I don't watch She-Hulk dancing around, shaking her butt. I never watched that show. I never watched any of it. I never watched WandaVision being on a sitcom or nothing. But maybe they did it better in the Marvels. I'm not really sure. But this just seems like there should be, when y'all go watch The Acolyte, that episode should be an episode I can watch and learn a little bit more about the overall story. But I just don't get that feeling. It's not just with The Acolyte. I don't get that feeling with Ahsoka, Obi-Wan. I didn't get it with the Book of Boba Fett. Andor didn't really get that, but I did at least get a story that I got invested in and characters that I liked and a story I loved to follow, and I thought they did a really good job with that show. So it also just seems like they're just throwing spaghetti out there. So we got to make some Star Wars shows. Let's see what they like, because none of these shows really feel like they're together. They don't. I mean, Andor doesn't even seem like it's in the same world as Ahsoka. I know it's a different time period. It just doesn't even. It just seems like different shows, and maybe that's what they're going for. Is hey, people that really want the Andor type stuff, we'll make stuff for them. People that want childish CW crap, we'll make the Acolyte. If people want, like the Clone Wars in live action, we'll make Ahsoka. If somebody wants a former bounty hunter that was once cool, but he's not cool anymore, they'll make the Book of Boba Fett. That's what you're into. If you're into like Obi-Wan Kenobi with PSD, I love that. That's why I love the first episode. And then they just went crazy with people under trench coaches with 4 legs and everything. And I think I said trench coats. Sorry. This is rambling too much here. I don't know if anyone's gonna listen to this, and I just don't. It just seems like everybody's just pissing me off. They got the fans saying you're a shill. You got another group of fans saying you're a sexist, racist. You got Disney saying you want to watch our show. You're gonna love this new Star Wars show. It's the gayest show ever. That doesn't make me wanna. I don't care if it's the gayest show. I don't care if it's gay or if it's not gay. Doesn't bother me. I just want to see a show with some good characters and good story that can waste about 30, 40 minutes. 30 minutes. They do like doing them 30 minutes. Just give me a show I can watch without chanting. And I've just seen clips of this Acolyte show, and they're chanting and going and stuff, and it's just makes me. Oh well. Again, I'm ranting here, but yeah, look. Just because you don't agree with a Rotten Tomato score doesn't mean it's fake, that they're paying for the views. If you do agree with the Rotten Tomato score, it doesn't mean that it's right. If you feel that the score is really low and it shouldn't be, that is not because it got people reviewing, bombing it and everything. Just because someone likes something you don't like doesn't mean they're a shield. Yeah, I only see this stuff online. Like I said, I've talked to a lot of people, at cons and conventions and toy, and we all get along. We all know they're not called shields. If I'm at a con and I say, man, I kind of like Last Jedi, it wasn't as bad. I think people just kind of was let down with it. Maybe they just didn't like. I liked it. They don't get all mad and call you a shield and stuff like that. I've hung out with guys like at the Echo Base guys in their group that really, don't like the Disney. A lot of them. Nick over there really doesn't like. I think Coach is a little bit more like, I like some of them I don't like. But the guy Nick over there, he's a great guy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing on him or anything. We actually talked. I found out a lot. He likes to cook and stuff. He makes a hell of a fondue. But I don't know. I don't even know what a fondue is. I don't know if he makes it or not. I'm rambling. But you know, we talked. And he didn't like, oh, I can't talk to this guy. He likes The Last Jedi. He thinks Luke Skywalker would do anything, even leave, if it means protecting his friends and the one he loves. What's wrong with this guy? That's not my Luke Skywalker. He didn't do all that. It's just kind of online where you start seeing that stuff. I bet you if I went to a convention with a microphone in hand and I asked random cosplay girls, if I asked everyone I saw, say, hey, do you get a lot of hate here because you're a female fan of Star Wars? I bet you I get zero. I bet I get zero. This is our niche. I know, I'm rambling. This is going to be like a 2-minute video. Now it's like 20 minutes I got to edit before I got to get out of here and go see the Wild Yokum. But I want to thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you're a Disney Shield. And how can I be one and get some free toys?
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.